Hey, everybody, how's it going? This podcast is brought to you by Audible. Surprise, surprise, right? You can grab a free audiobook and support the podcast at the same time by going to audibletrial.com/Courtney Diamond. I'm listening to Own the Day, Own Your Life by Aubrey Marcus. He has a podcast that I really enjoy, so I was very excited to pick it up and would highly suggest it if you're looking for a very practical way to feel a little bit better each day. But if you'd rather check something else out, remember that you can get any other book for free by going to audibletrial.com/Courtney Diamond. I have linked it up in the description for your convenience. Now for this podcast, I sat down for some single women conversation with my actor friend, where we talk about everything from how women relate to each other, to getting to know oneself, to whiskey, and relationships, of course. And you can also listen to how awkward I am at taking a compliment right here in the beginning. So with that, I hope you enjoy this conversation I had with my friend Taylor Henderson.
I don't know if I exactly remember like the first time I met you, but I remember I was like, she is so pretty.
No, you didn't.
Yes, no, yes.
That makes me so nervous.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Also, you need to tell me how much I can swear during this.
You can swear as much as you want.
That's what you say.
No, you can't, honestly.
All right, that's good to know because I am explicit. My whole life is explicit.
Yes, let's talk about that.
No, but I remember I was like, I don't know who she is. I don't know what she does. Like, I'm just here, and I was like, she's really, really pretty. She's really pretty, like her fucking cheekbones, and she has good teeth, and her hair. I'm just like, my hair was that long once. Like, what have I done?
Just out here trying to make me nervous now.
No, I say that genuinely, and I feel that it's women empowerment is such a bold force that not many women recognize as much anymore. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's a lot of comparisons, between like, oh, like she looks like this or she looks like this, or even just like, one's like journey, like within so many things that they do. Yeah. But I always try to take it in stride. If I see someone, I'm just like, hey, I really like your outfit. Like, you are rocking that hair. And we forget to compliment each other. Yeah. I don't have a lot of female friends. Like, I do. I have like my very like close-knit group of female friends, but I feel that there's not enough like bolstering of women nowadays, which I feel is like really, really, really important. So anytime I can, you've been my motto. I was like, I need abs like that, but I'm not that motivated. And that is real talk. So I've commended you from day one because I've always been like too scared to like actually like talk with you because I thought you were like that much cooler than I am.
Are you insane?
Yes. But honestly, I'm not that cool. I'm totally like.
See, I'm such a like shy, introverted person.
I have heard. I've read.
Well, you're the opposite kind of personality as me.
Aw.
You know what I mean? So you're so extroverted.
I don't know if that's good or if that's bad.
I'm always nervous to approach people like yourself.
Yeah.
So see, it's a miracle. We're talking.
Look at that. Look at that.
It's an absolute miracle.
Well, I'm flattered. I am flattered to say the least. Yeah. And especially like knowing each other for like, goodness, it's been years now. And it's always been like at a distance, but also like in the capacity of everything that we have done. It's like there's a little bit of that facade, you know, to like keep it together under, rules and, like publicity and
that stuff gets a little annoying, I feel like.
It does.
Yeah. The really nice thing that I've been enjoying with this whole podcasting thing is that I get to sit down with somebody for, at least an hour. Yeah. Most of the time.
And it's just like, we're talking.
Well, by the time you leave, you'll feel like you actually know me.
I'm excited. I'm really, really excited.
And I'll know you. It'll be great.
Because in that same vein, I was almost scared to text you. I was like, hi. So, I mean, like, it'd be really great if I could, like, come and do a thing because I think you're really cool and stuff.
You're so silly. I invited you.
Oh, thank you.
You're so silly.
And it's true, which is why I was like, well, I mean, she asked me, but I'm like, do I have enough cred for that? That's definitely something that I have full-heartedly battled as an actor.
Cred?
But,
yes.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Well, you do. But the only cred required is just being a good person that I want to talk to.
and drinking whiskey, I hope.
I'm glad you like Jameson. It's my favorite, my go-to.
Oh goodness, yeah. Anybody that knows me, that's my Achilles heel. It's bad. I mean, it's just like it's my bar whiskey.
Yeah.
You know, if I just like go out to buy, I have a Jameson ginger ale, or I have like a beer and like a shot or something.
Yes.
But I mean, being in the service industry for so long, I have enough prowess to know and acknowledge like different types and different kinds, especially if I'm in a particular mood, if I want something more oaky, if I want something a little bit more like with a smoked flavor, or like barrel aged, or sweeter tones and stuff. But Jameson.
I agree. If money was no object, which whiskey would you keep in your house?
Oh. In the past year, I've gotten into Monkey Shoulder a bit. It's a great mixing whiskey. I'm friends with a handful of the reps now for the West Coast region and like California. Girl, I've been slinging drinks for a very, very long time.
Say, how long have you been a bartender? I don't know anything about that.
Goodness, I've been in the service industry technically since I was 18. Yeah. The summer, like right after I graduated high school, during the summer that I graduated high school, that's when I started working at Buffalo Wild Wings. That's been one of my claims to fame. I've done a lot of stuff. I would do guest bartending gigs in Little Italy, which was really great. And then like going to like different competitions in the past like year or so. I've gotten really, really into like the mixology and like the crafting of cocktails, not so much as like pouring beer or making like a rum and coke or anything of that nature, but really like the art of it, which I really enjoy.
It makes me really happy to go to a place where they're going to like muddle things.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, girl, yes.
7 Grand.
Yes.
Is one of my favorite bars.
Have you been to Aero Club?
I have been to Aero Club many times.
You have, yeah.
I love it. I love all of the selection. The only thing I don't like about Aero Club is that I'm a tiny human being. Their tables sit so high up, right? And their booths are kind of low. I look like a straight up child sitting in that booth. I look like a straight up child sitting in those booths, okay? I really do. It's cool. It's a cool spot, though.
Oh, goodness. I remember the first time I went to 7 Grand, and when I went to Aero Club, I just, like, walked in and I looked at the wall. I was like...
Is that your dream? Like,
I'm like, this is beautiful.
It is my dream to have in my home a beautiful, like, wall
a whiskey
of a
cage.
bar with the underlit lights and with just all the options. I just want to come
the library, like, rack, the ladder that you just, like, slide across, like, your kitchen. Be like, let me get you this bottle from 1943. It's a very good single malt scotch that I have from Ireland.
This is how I envision myself. Give me a few years.
As do I, darling. As do I.
Give me a few years. I had the most beautiful experience walking into 7 Grand for the first time. You know, it's like so dark. And it's like an amber glow.
It feels like it's like right out of a Hogsmeade.
It feels like an old school kind of hotel, technically. Yeah, but
yeah.
But I just remember I sat down and then a man in a vest came up to me like immediately.
Did he have on a vest and a mustache?
He had
a hat?
A light
like goatee,
beard. Yeah,
like beard.
Shadow. And he was a British man. And it was the dream because, you know, I love the British men. And I got a beautiful old fashioned. It's still like my favorite old fashioned in the city.
I heard that, that you really like the old fashions at 7 Grand.
I think I've had each one on the menu now.
Yeah?
Research.
I've done my research. I do what I can.
I think I've had every single one there. But it was just a beautiful experience. And you watch them pouring a little sugar in them. I love experience.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I've come to respect alcohol as I've gotten older.
As we all should.
We start out
There's definitely that line.
But we get there, hopefully.
Oh, yeah. There's a deep appreciation that comes with it. It's like Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. Mic drop. All right. Thank you so much for joining us for We're All Human with Courtney.
We legit just talked about whiskey for an hour. You're welcome. You're welcome. Have you been to the Whiskey House downtown?
I have not.
Cute spot.
Yeah.
Cute spot. Kind of small. I did my 30th birthday there. I'd never been there until that night. So I was gambling on whether I was going to enjoy it. That place is really loungy.
Yeah.
And it's got good vibe. And they do whiskey flights there. Oh. I have never heard of a place that did whiskey flights.
I'm fuzzy just hearing that.
I know.
Let's go together. It'll be great. I'm totally down.
I'm almost never in downtown.
I mean, same. I avoid downtown at all costs. I'm far too old for that scene.
So do I usually.
For the scene, for the vibe.
I was there the other night, though, for a birthday.
How was it?
It was good. I got there really late.
Yeah.
And the only reason we got in, because it was freaking bumping.
Yeah. Where'd you go?
It's connected to the Pendry Hotel.
Girl,
Club
that
Oxford,
means nothing to me. I have no idea.
Oxford Social Club.
Sure.
I think it's something like that.
Sure.
It was lovely. The only reason I got in was because the guy that was working the door was a guy I'd gone on like a date or two with several years ago.
Yeah, you did. And see, but that shows
and
you.
He saw me and he's like, oh, hey. And I was like, we're trying to get him for a birthday. We were super late, so.
They always remember us, darling. I know.
I never expect anybody to remember me.
Really?
I swear to you. Yes.
All right, I'll take it. I will take it.
I genuinely do not expect anybody to remember me.
Pero like, look at us. Like, I mean, I sound incredibly narcissistic. I sound like an asshole saying that. But I mean, you are lovely. I'm mediocre, and it's one of those things.
Stop that. You're beautiful.
Thank you. You're so kind. You're so good to me.
Yeah. I lucked out on that one, though. I don't think we would have gotten in otherwise because it was crazy. And then you go in there. I looked around and I was like, damn, there's a lot of beautiful people in this city.
Yeah.
A lot of good-looking people.
Yes.
But it just feels so, I mean, it feels superficial in there, right?
I can totally see that.
You watch people trying to cruise and this dude looked like Johnny Bravo up in there. And legit. He had the full hair, the blonde. He was like 6'7".
No.
He was a giant human being.
That sounds awful.
Or guys just like, you're walking through and they just grab you by the arm or like by the waist.
Oh,
and that's their way of getting your attention.
Nope, not my scene. Hence why I don't go downtown. Yeah. And also like growing up in Las Vegas and then like going
you from Vegas?
I am, yeah. I was born in Michigan, but I was raised in Las Vegas. Okay. Moved to Las Vegas when I was like 2 maybe with my mom and my Nana. When you grow up there, you have a very different mentality about going out because once you've got
sick of it?
Yes and no. It's like I have the capacity to definitely like go out until, the wee hours of the morning. But at the same time, I refuse to put up with all the BS. I'd be like, that's so cute. You want to like talk to me? Like, get out of my face. Like, stop it. That's so nice. Don't touch me. Don't talk to my friend. She's not interested. She's drunk and I'm going to take care of her. And you are not going to do that. It's definitely one of those. And I take it in stride being like that girl of the group where it's like, nope, not going to fly.
Oh, you're the protector.
Yes, I am. But at the same time,
it's important to have one in a group of women.
Oh, I am totally all about it where it's like, if a guy just does not get the hint and it's like, oh, I'm going to put on like my nice voice and I'm going to try to like let you down easy. But after like 10 minutes, I'm going to bruise your fucking ego. So stop. Can you just not? Because we're leaving and we're not having any of this right now. We are having none of this, honey.
Yeah.
No.
I need people like that because I don't know how to do that.
Girl, I got you.
I don't have any of that in me.
I got you.
I try to walk away, but I'm not good at being like clear.
I am a lover. I'm totally like go with the flow. I'm a yes girl most of the time. It's just, hey, I'm like cool. Like I'm with it. Yeah, let's do it. All right, cool. But also, it's like
okay,
just,
now you're bugging.
Yeah, it's to know the difference between when someone can be like, it was nice to meet you. I'm just going to like go back to my friends. Oh, but like, where are you guys going after this? Like, do you guys want to come with us? Like, do you want another drink? Like, no, I don't want another drink because we're fucking adults and we're not going to do this. And I need you to stop. It's like, I don't want to bruise your ego, but I will.
You said, don't make me.
Which is why I feel that's so important that as like women together, we empower one another and to be like, hey, like you have all the value in the world and I see you and I respect that and I appreciate that. And I'm totally that person to like bolster that, you know?
We should have more ladies like you.
I mean, I'm trying. I'm not that
I'm sure they're around, but you know what? Honestly, I don't meet a lot of women.
Yeah. And it's hard to sometimes because I
don't know how to meet women.
Yeah.
I barely know how to meet men.
Yes. I barely know how to meet men, let alone meet other females. Yes. Women. Yes.
Let alone just meet friends. I don't know what. It's so easy when you're a kid. You know what I mean? Because you got school and you got things.
I'm in first grade. You're in first grade. So I like your shoes. Do you want to be best friends? Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't work like that when you're 30.
Right.
It's a little strange.
And I try to compliment women on their shoes. Be like, girl, I love those. Are those Steve Manners? Those are so nice. And then they just walk away.
She's trying to steal my shoes.
She's trying to steal my shoes.
That's so funny. Let's talk about the dating life. We're both single women.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
You know what?
That summed up how I feel about all of my situation, too. So I'm curious to know what you're going through as well.
Goodness.
Yeah, take a sip.
If you... I don't even know if this will make it in. If you guys could see what's transpiring at this moment, let me tell you. It's true Taylor fashion. Like, oh, why are you single? Well...
You're that deep sip. Let me tell you.
You know, if I had $5 for every time someone asked me this question, goodness. If I'm being completely candid, which I enjoy being, I've actually just come into this very real and very honest and very healthy, like, sense of self-discovery, like, this year in the past couple months, which I'm really, really proud of. And I mean, it's a give and take with a lot of things, but I feel very fortunate in the fact that I'm very aware of who I am and that I'm comfortable with that, both inside and out, how I look, how I carry myself, what I want to do with my life. And in the past couple years, backtracking. So when I moved to San Diego, I had to relearn how to be single. I had to relearn it. I had been in a very, very long-term relationship. We were together about 4.5, almost 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was one of the things, like, we were looking at houses together for, like, you know, the better part of like 8 months. He wanted to provide all of these things. On paper, he was a guy that a lot of women would have probably wanted, you know, had a degree in criminal justice, had, you know, just like a handful saved in the bank to set a foundation for everything that he wanted for the rest of his life. When we were together and it was good, it was great. You know, every moment was very nice, but also when it was bad, and I say that lightly, bad as in like nothing ever escalated at all, but it was just very emotionally taxing when we came to a point that we didn't agree on something. And a point of contention was like my career and what I wanted to do with my life. He really liked that I was an artist and that I was an actor and that, you know, I was so just like extroverted and, you know, was willing to like do things. But at the same time, he really only agreed with that on the basis that it was stuff that he agreed with. So in the same year, I did a very family-friendly show and I did a very adult show. And when it came to the latter of the two, he couldn't separate where I was on stage, like in my job and in my profession from, you know, us interpersonally, which hurt. And I thought that was a phase for a while and I tried to like talk myself out of it. But then after so long, you realize that like, no, that's not a phase. And I made the decision that I wasn't going to compromise my happiness any longer, which is a hard decision to make. It's hard to like take yourself out of that situation and just see black and white where the gray.
It's not all bad.
It isn't.
It's easy to take yourself out of things that are all bad, and it's not easy to do that when you can see that there's pros as well. Yeah. Exactly.
Like, and I mean, he knew my friends, and he would go with me to like social functions and stuff, and you know, really like commended myself and like the work that myself and my friends were doing. But at the end of the day, he wasn't fully supportive, and that was something that I knew that I would not be able to deal with. I wasn't able to bear that on my shoulders, which is why I ended things, and I'm not upset about it. It was a great choice for me to do that. Looking back at things, and then that was goodness. It was a long time ago. That was in 2000. That was at the tail end of 2012. Right between Thanksgiving and Christmas, because I knew that I was like, I couldn't make it through the holidays. There was no way. I couldn't keep putting up, you know, like the happy face at like family functions. Like, because now after this amount of time, you know, it's like, you know, we're spending a holidays with like my parents or my family, or we're going to his parents and his family. And we're talking, you know, Thanksgiving and Easter and Christmas and Valentine's Day and like anniversaries. I knew that I
integrated lives.
Right. Right. I couldn't put myself in that position anymore. And that's when I stopped compromising my happiness. And I made the decision to end the relationship. And I remember like when we broke up, it was the first half of it was him crying and the second half was me crying, or vice versa. I don't remember. Maybe I blocked it out. But it was very much in that regard where I had to stick to my guns, and I knew that I had to move forward. which is very much a thing that I carry with me every day. I'm always about moving forward and doing the best that I can to just be a good person and to tell the truth and to make sure that I'm living my best life.
That's all we can do from moment to moment.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I mean, I commend you on being able to do that.
Thank you.
Because staying in things that you know are not fully okay. It's very easy to
be complacent and to
trick yourself,
glaze things over,
and to say this is a phase, or to say this is just one piece of him. Maybe that'll go away. I mean, it's really important to also recognize sometimes people change, but we're not going to change them, right? So most of the time, that's just going to be who you're dealing with, and if it's not the right person, it's good to be able to step away, even if you can see certain pros, when you know that there are things that you cannot compromise.
Absolutely.
And it's important to know those things that you can't compromise.
Yeah. Because there's a difference between change and growth. It's two completely different things to think that someone will change for you or that you should change for them. Should being the operative word, knowing that if you are comfortable with yourself and who you are, you shouldn't have to. And then also growth, knowing that if there is a common ground and a safe space for two people to work together to move forward, that there's a difference. Because the latter of those is healthy and it opens you up to so much more than just being like, oh, well, he does this or she does this, or I feel this way about something and then she doesn't. And this is like always a point of contention. So that was the last relationship that I was in. And that was a very long time ago.
Hey, I've been single for a hot minute.
Girl, same.
Hot.
Fellas, we're single. And we're cute. We're cute. I mean, I'm just saying that, but really. Look at our Instagrams. Instagram at Taylorita, TaylorRitah. The H is silent, at Taylorita.
Yes.
And at Courtney Diamond. There she is. # shameless plug. I'm all about it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But I mean, I've been single for a while now. I had to relearn how to be single after that relationship. After so long.
I feel like we always do. You know, you ever meet those people that like rush from relationship to relationship to relationship and they pop back in?
I've never been able to do it.
I've never been able to be that person either.
Same. I see it. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you have a different flavor every month? This isn't Baskin Robbins. # showbiz at Jeff Wilson. Showbiz, cherries, Baskin Robbins. Yes.
I've never been able to be that person. And sometimes it's not even that the relationship was so deep that I have to like recover from. It's not that that's what's going on. It's that when I'm out of a relationship, there's something about you. You change a little. You have to adjust your way of living.
You take something from every person.
And you have to learn from that. And I think you need a decompress time. So I've always very intentionally not tried to date people for a hot minute because I'm like, I got to figure out what I can take from that. And I got to grow a little bit.
Yep.
Because the next person I pick needs to be a step up.
There you go.
For me, for the success of that, because I don't want to even get in a relationship with some guy and I'm still carrying something from back here and I haven't grown.
Yeah, because that doesn't serve either of you.
No.
Yeah.
I have stuff to work on too. I'm not over here being all perfect. So I need to work on something, but you need time to realize what those things are.
Yeah.
So I've just never been able to be the person that just goes from dude to dude.
Serial dater, no. I mean, I think it's valid that all of us will have those moments where we kind of just like run around for a little bit. Yeah. But
I got friends that go from relationships to relationships. That's pretty huge.
It's not my scene. That's not my MO. I mean, even since I've lived here in San Diego, and this has been now, it'll be 5 years this fall. It's been about 4.5 years now. I have only allowed myself to kind of mostly partially like invest in maybe like 3 people.
Yeah. I love the word allow yourself.
Yeah.
Because I resonate with that. I make a very conscious decision.
Yeah.
When I'm going to let myself. Takes me a second. And we're not in a very patient culture.
Right. Yeah. So everything. It's like boom, 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 boom. You like likes and swipes and all that. Exactly. Honestly, I've attempted to start dating really actively, not by osmosis or just by like happenstance, but I've only actively tried to start dating in maybe like the past year or so. Mm-hmm. And even just recently, like I don't have any dating apps on my phone. Like,
good for you. I certainly do.
Oh, I mean, hey, more power to you. Because I'm like, once I relearned how to be single, once I got out of that phase, I was awkward for a second. Like,
I'm awkward right now. I'm awkward all the time.
You're gorgeous. You're beautiful. You are strong. And you have a chihuahua in your lap.
I do. Is he judging you?
No, he's looking at the TV. So
Good. There he goes.
I'm not on his radar. Welcome to my life. Yeah. Like I mean, I had, once I relearned how to be single, I was like, oh my gosh, everyone in California, they're so nice. These people are so beautiful. They're so good to me. And then after like a year and a half, I was like, oh, they're not just being nice. Some of you guys are trying to get into my pants. And then I was okay with it. And I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's fucking rage. So, I mean, I had my time. Yeah, and I'm totally okay with that. Sorry, Mom. But also, I think my mom wants me to get laid more than I do.
Really?
Which is so, yeah. Yeah.
Good for you.
No, my mom, she was like, no. She's like, you need to have your fun. I was like, oh my God. My mom is telling me to just go out and like sit on top of something. And it took me a second because after you hear that from like your mom, it's like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to lock myself in my fucking room. I'm just going to be really, really quiet for a minute. But no, like after I took back to the water. So, I had some fun because I didn't have college days.
Yeah.
I didn't have like the time where you like run around and you live in a dorm and you're like away from home or whatever. When I was in college, I like lived at home. I was working 2 jobs. I was, I would wake up, take my mom to work, go to school, go to class, go pick her up, go to drop her off at home, go work my second job and stuff. Dude, so I did all that.
I went to college, but I didn't have college days either.
Yeah.
I was up in Orange County, went to Chapman, and I did 4 full days of schedule most of the time, and then I'd drive back to San Diego, and I worked in San Diego at the same time.
Yeah.
So I had an apartment up there,
yeah.
and I'd come home for a couple days. And
that's intensive.
When I was up in Orange County, I would just go home or go to my apartment and do my homework and just be a good
girl. I didn't even have an apartment. I was living at home. Ow.
I did for 3 days a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I went back
that's
home.
Valid. Yeah.
But you think I would have partied a little bit more in those 4 days, and I didn't. I just wasn't that. I didn't know how. I remember the first day of college, I was tripled. Okay, which sucks, by the way. You're in one room, tripled.
That sounds awful.
With 2 girls that ended up not being a good fit for me. Super, super girly girls.
And, no, that's not you.
And
no.
And you're right. And passive aggressive with me later.
Did they leave like Post-it notes on the fridge?
How did you? How did you know? It's here in my mind.
I'm a people person, and also that sounds like the epitome of college passive aggressive girls.
Yes. The reason why they did that is because, I play video games. And
yes,
so the guys in the dorms would come over and play Mario Kart with me. Mm-hmm. Or, we'd play video games together.
And they were jealous.
And they were like football players. All my good friends in college were like football players and then like some film school kids, right? So.
Yes. # degree in screenwriting. Yeah.
So they would come over and play, but we're just like, they're my friends. But they would get mad that the guys weren't paying attention to them.
Of course.
And they built up a hate for me because of that, for whatever reason. And I would go home on the weekend. They would strip my bed of all the sheets. And sometimes I could tell other people had been sleeping in my bed. Like they were letting people use my stuff. They would leave Post-it notes for me while I was sitting in the room. They would put a Post-it on the bathroom door. I mean, they were like really awful to me for no reason whatsoever. And I moved mid-semester, the first semester of college.
Rightfully so.
It was so upsetting to me.
Rightfully so.
I was sleeping on a friend's couch most of the days of the week up there because they were so awful. But anyway, on the first day of college, we were friends.
On the first day of college, my dorm mates gave to me.
And I went to college at 17.
Yeah.
So I'm even more.
Of course,
more of a child than I am now. So we walked to. I'm like, what are you supposed to do in college? You're supposed to go to a frat party.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Good girl. Delta Phi Kappa, like soy,
and a soy.
I don't know.
I was never in a sorority.
Same. I could never.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't.
I remember walking past the tables, when they're like, here's all of the choices. I was like, I can't.
No, thank you.
This is not, I'm not that person.
# never thank you.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. If you were in it.
There is not.
My personality, it wouldn't function.
Everyone has their own journey, in college of self-discovery and taking classes and what they want to do with life, changing your major, going Greek. That's fine. Oye, pero not for us. That's fine. Yes.
So we walked to this frat house. And, they had changed all of the light bulbs to red light bulbs, okay? So it's red in this apartment. It's dirty. It's dirty. College boys. dirty.
College boys, men in general, the male species. Okay, yes, continue.
I walk in there and I'm just looking, there's like people already making out. It was 9 p.m. Like there's people just making out on couches and there's beer cans all over the floor.
Was it like Natty Light? Just terrible, gross.
Just
terrible, cheap college beer.
Just not my life. I didn't drink till I was 21. Also, fun fact.
Good for you.
I mean, I was just, shielded.
No. But no, that's great. Because I mean, I think it's a commodity. Honestly, like being industry, as soon as I like graduated high school, I started drinking in bars without a fake ID when I was like 17, 18.
Yeah.
Sorry, mom. Yeah. I mean, but also like I think they totally knew. Like I've definitely had those moments where I had to like call my mom, call my dad, be like, hey, or I went to like a Christmas party with some of my coworkers from Buffalo Wild Wings. And I was like, probably like 18 or 19. I was like, yeah, so I just wanted to let you guys know that I have a designated driver because I am planning on drinking when I go to this party, but I wanted to let you know ahead of time just in case like anything happened. And my dad was like, if you need anything, you call me.
That's very responsible.
Yeah.
I was also told things like that. Like, we don't care if you're going to do something, just please.
I mean, but my parents like followed up on it. Like my mom and my mom and dad, they're pretty gangster. I'm not gonna lie. They're pretty G. Like my mom took me to go get like my first tattoos when I was like in high school.
Okay.
I worked at
tattoos.
Oh. Hi, Courtney. How are you? My name's Taylor.
Hello, we're meeting.
Hello. My parents are G's. Like my parents are like great for that reason. But yeah, underage drinking, it's like I don't condone it now, but I've done it.
Yeah, I did do awkward drinking when I was 21, where you don't know how to drink and you're still figuring it out. So that was a little stressful for me. I know. Pobrecita.
Mija. I have facilitated a number of 21st birthday parties, the next of which is my sister.
You are a good person to do so.
Thank you. Facilitating, the 21st birthday activities. And also one of my best girlfriends here, she's like, when are we going to go to Vegas? When are we going to go to Vegas? When are we going to go to Vegas? And we're finally going. So now I'm like, oh God, her birthday is the day afterwards.
Okay. That's a
hashtag pray for Taylor.
Yeah. I mean, legitimately, should we start a GoFundMe now?
Can we please?
Let me go ahead and get on my phone real quick. I'm going to go ahead and set that up for you right now.
No, it'll be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I love my sister. She's great.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
So I'm just this sober, young lady.
In college.
In this frat party.
We're full circle. Yes, we're going back.
Some drunk dude immediately comes up to me like, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Should we reenact it? Hey, Courtney.
Yeah.
What's up? How are you? Yeah, so, can I get you a Zima?
Yeah. Got some Mike's Hard Lemonade over there if you want to start slow.
I just brought in a 6-pack of Smirnoff. Yeah. Do you want
to go ahead and set your drink down over there and just not look at it for a second?
Yeah. Do you want to go to the bathroom or anything? I'll let you drink for you. In this red Solo cup. I know you had a blue Solo cup, but I have a red one over here.
I love the thing. I love the thing where it was like the guy would be like, hey, dude, there's a bunch of like weirdos here. Let me go ahead. I'll watch your drink. I'll take care of you. But you stick with me because look around.
Like these guys are not.
I like that. This is how we think men talk. They were.
The shady ones in college, that's how they speak. Because we can run the gambit of how men actually speak to us nowadays, now that we are distinguished women.
But these guys were like, you don't worry about it. Like, I've got you. I can tell that you need somebody right now to help you out. So go ahead. Let me watch your drink for you. It's going to be all good. We're so happy to see you here. And these are like 20-something-year-old dudes now, right? They're like older in college and I'm a child. So I mean,
older in college is still a child, though. That's the thing. It's like, I agree. Oh, you turned 21 3 weeks ago.
I agree. I was just an extra child, right? So anyway, I was there for like a whole like 15 minutes or so, and I walked myself back. I left my roomies who immediately just molded themselves into this party. They were very much about it. They disappeared from my life.
Water off a duck's back.
I just walked back to my dorm and I was like, I'm not ready.
Yeah. No, I've been in that situation where it's like you have to completely like remove yourself, be like, hey, this is not a thing.
That was
and
not,
I know
it was
that it's
not
a thing.
my thing.
Yeah.
Which is how, I mean, we go back to it's about being comfortable with knowing who you are.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem.
It is. It's empowering. And a lot of people don't know or recognize these things.
And I'm not perfect at it, but I'm definitely, I can empathize with you, and you're saying that you've been on this journey of getting comfortable with yourself in all types of ways, and I have been doing that in this last couple years.
Yeah.
And it's such a big deal, and it takes so much time sometimes to get there that I have to be very careful. I'm thinking when I go into relationships, I want to make sure I can hold on to it because I'm not really willing to give that up now.
Yeah.
Because
and
it
you
takes
shouldn't.
time. You shouldn't.
You shouldn't. There should, I mean, but what do I know?
We know, first of all, we know nothing. We're just talking.
I mean,
I know something. Go ahead.
I mean, I only think that I know a handful of things. And a handful of time I've been told that, like, no, like you definitely have like some well-founding into what you say and what you believe, which actually came from a source that I decided to almost open up to. But also I'm at the point now where, hey, if it happens, it does. And if it doesn't, I'm okay with that.
Which is the best mentality.
Yeah. Because lately I'm trying to meet someone the old-fashioned way. So anybody that's listening.
In person?
Yeah. No, like really in person.
Yes.
Like I want to meet someone in real life.
It's like, how do you meet people?
Yeah.
At this point, how do you meet people? And
Without the advent of the internet, especially.
Yes, because there's a weird thing that happens when you meet somebody online and they just have a bunch of pictures of you and whatever you chose to write down.
This preconceived notion of you at face value of what you decide to display on the internet. Be like, oh, these are my best pictures. This looks like one thing. Like, oh, I travel or I hike, which are only like minor facets of a person.
It's not a full person. It's a little snapshot, and it's what we're choosing to show each other.
It's literally 6 snapshots that you can just like toggle with your index finger.
Literally.
Yes. And less than what? 140, 200 characters? I don't know.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Unless you're on Match, but that's a questionable one too.
Oh, no.
They've all got their own problem.
I haven't been on Match. I've been on Tinder. That was for, I frolicked.
I've been on Tinder.
Yeah. Honestly, my best Tinder days, I was working on a show in New York and I fell in love 3 times. It was great.
It was magic every time.
It was.
So anyway, but we're in this weird age range. I don't even know how old you are.
Neither does the internet. My favorite thing to tell people is because a lot of people don't know how old I am unless they've known me like forever.
Sure.
But my favorite thing is that, black don't crack, #Wakanda forever. Like I could be 40 and no one could know. I could also be like 19 and no one would know. And I like it that way. My birthday's in 2 months though. So everyone come out and celebrate and you won't know how old I am. It'll be a surprise to me too.
She's turning 21 again. So what happens is like we're in this weird generation where we're the people who saw the world before the internet.
Yes.
And then we're the people who grew up with the internet still because we're still young enough to grow up with it.
Yes. Before it was an advent and when you took like typing classes.
I remember taking my first typing class. I remember the day I put in my first website address on a computer. And I was like, and you didn't even have a search engine.
Yeah.
You
and you had to put http : www.domainsite.com/something something else. When MySpace, honestly, we all taught ourselves how to code internet websites from MySpace.
Yeah, because I had to HTML, I had to get my background right.
Right.
I had to get that video in. I had to get that color
had to get
right.
that, had to put in the music that no one could stop. There was no pause. There was no button. You had to
break
streamline
your computer because I had so many HTMLs happening.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
We are both of those generations. Yes, absolutely. I will drink to that.
Yes, please do. So what we were talking about is like we're in this weird kind of a cusp of an age where we've seen that side and we've seen this side, and it makes us a little different. Mm-hmm. It's almost like we got to find people in our age range to truly click. I feel like
I don't even like people in our age range.
Do you like older?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I end up with a lot of younger dudes, and I don't know how that keeps happening.
Yeah,
either younger or like 37, 38. It's very particular.
That's a good number, though.
It is a good number.
It's my ideal. It's like I was like even like 29. I was like, you're only doing it for me anymore. Like 30, like 36. That's like prime real estate. I'm like, oh, hi, hello, how are you?
They say 36, and you just open up like a flower.
Right. Yeah, honestly, I'm a sucker for like salt and pepper, dark features and dark eyes, a little bit taller than I am, ambiguous ethnicity. That's my favorite. Be like, I can't tell what you got going on, and I'm all about it.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's the future.
All right, girl. if I decide to procreate, because honestly, I'm not bringing someone into this time and age. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. But if I decide to, I have a really, really strong gene pool pulling for me right now. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited. So if I decide to, yeah.
But we're talking about like the problem is that you can create this idea of yourself.
Yeah.
So you're going to create something that's kind of ideal. But the problem is that even from what you've put on there, somebody's going to look at that. They're going to be like, oh, I'm attracted. They create an idea of who you are. Mm-hmm. They create an idea of what you're going to be like.
Yeah.
So then you meet these people
them in
finally,
person and they
see automatically compare you to what they've created.
Yeah.
You're being compared against some like idealized version of yourself.
Yeah. You're being compared to a version of yourself that you created for the masses.
Yes.
It's like you versus like Ready Player One, and Taylor A versus Taylor B. And wait, no, I am that person,
yes.
But these are all of not necessarily like the best parts, but like the ideal to,
sure. You're just not getting you're not getting the full aspect of the person. It's very different to meet somebody in reality, because you'll get an immediate idea of who I am. You can feel my personality. You can feel if there's chemistry. You get my humor. You can see how I carry myself, which is very different than meeting somebody through pictures and a couple words they chose to give you. It's a nice thing to be able to introduce yourself to new people, but I think that's where the huge flaw is, right?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to find a true connection through those things when really you can only tell when you meet somebody whether that's going to be something that's effective for you? And I feel like I almost have to battle my Instagram self.
Oh.
You know what I think?
Yeah. That's valid. Yeah. That's valid.
Because he said, why are you still single? And I laughed. I said, that's also code of like, what's wrong with you?
Right. Oh my gosh. It's like, do you think there's something wrong with me? And also, this is one of those things where there's so much being laid into about women and female roles and how we present ourselves and what we stand for and the things that we do. And there's so much scrutiny under a microscope, I feel, that every time someone asks me, oh, Taylor, like, why are you single? And I mean, also, like I said, I'm a terrible person. I'm a fucking asshole. No. Like, I will crush someone's ego if I feel so inclined. But generally, that's not my MO. Like, that's not me outwardly. It's like, if you get me to that point, be like, oh, bruh, you don't want to hear it. But it's one of those things where it's like, why do we as women have to justify why we're single or not? You know, because off the bat, you could ask, 10 different women, like, oh, why are you single? You're going to get 10 different answers. It could be something where it's like, oh, well, I've been single for a while. Like, I'm trying to date, I'm just trying to figure out what I want. It could be, oh, I just lost my husband. He was on deployment and he hasn't come back yet. Or he's not coming back. So, I'm living a different life now, like with our family. It could be, like I'm choosing to be because I don't know what I want, and that's okay. And I feel like there's like always this justification that we have to give as women, which I feel is kind of outdated. People ask me like why I'm single all the time, and at the root of it, and this might sound like kind of bad, but it's like I'm very sure of myself and I know what I want and I work at it and I stay busy and I'm happy with myself as a whole person. And some men aren't ready to deal with that. They're not ready to be with a woman that is complete and comfortable, like on her own. They want someone that they can like sway like one way or another, or feels like they need them. Ideally, what I'm looking for, like I don't want to need someone. I want someone that I can share all of my accomplishments with, someone that I can share in my losses. I want the same guy that'll like be like, oh babe, like how was your audition? I'd be like, oh my gosh, it was so good. I'm totally gonna be like on Broadway tomorrow. And also at the same time be like, I had a really bad audition and can we just order pizza and will you hold me and can we watch, Queer Eye on Bravo? But I want both of those things. And also, like, even like going back to it, I wasn't fully supported in my last relationship. And I learned early on, which I'm thankful for, that is something that I won't compromise on. You know, I want to be someone's biggest cheerleader. It's like, hey babe, like, yeah, you want to go like work on this project, or you're getting a promotion at work, or, you know, you're doing like XYZ type of things. I got your back. I'll be like right there. You want to play Fortnite? You want to play Call of Duty? Like, cool. Let me rub your shoulders, or, you know, like I'll order pizza, or be like, hey, you want to go have a night with the boys? That's cool. I'll be asleep. I'll see you tomorrow. That's the kind of woman that I am. So anytime someone asks me, I'm so tired of trying to like justify it. I'm single because I am.
Well,
and
I
that's
haven't run
okay.
into the person that
Yeah, like I haven't.
With who I am, with what I'm looking
one.
for, with what they're. I mean, you have to run into the right person. It's all timing. We cannot make ourselves not single.
Yeah,
I mean, we could.
Yeah, it's
but
like
then we'd be in unsuccessful pairings.
Yeah,
more often.
It's like if I wanted to just like run around and sit on top of a whole bunch of things, I could, but I have chosen not to specifically.
Sure.
Lately, which oh god. I mean, I'm a woman. I have needs. And I could fulfill those needs if I so choose, but I'm choosing not to for the reason that it's like, I'm okay with myself and I'm happy with that. Also, I don't think mine is here in San Diego, and I'm okay. I'm like, that's fine. There's a lot of world out there. There's a lot of people. And there's a lot of experiences and a lot of work that I haven't done, you know, even like on myself. I'm in a very, very happy place. I've done a lot of like healthy self-discovery lately. I mean, I just got, you know, like this rockin' haircut that I love and that I adore.
It's huge for a woman.
Yeah. I mean, I've done the big chop before, but as an actor, it's like I've been in so many roles where it's like, oh, like keep this or stay like this, or like we want you to look like this specific way. But or for right now, it's like I just get to have me, which is really, really nice, which I haven't done in a very, very long time. I feel like I am at like the essence of Taylor right now, which I really, really enjoy. I just got my nose pierced again, which I love. I have a new tattoo on the way, and I'm so happy, and I feel so thankful to be at this peaceful place, you know, that you have to take the good with the bad, you know, but at the same time, it's like, hey, like, this is all I've got, and this is what I want to give to the world. This is what I want to put out. I don't want to put myself into a box. I don't want anyone else to put me into a box, especially like as a performer. There are so many different avenues where it's like, oh, you have to be this one thing or this one thing or this one thing, or, you know, to look a certain way or to sound a certain way, to be a certain type. And at the end of the day, it's like, I want my work to speak for itself. I want to be all of me. I want to be my best me. I want to enjoy those things. And I do, which I'm really, really taking stride in right now.
You should. That's the really interesting thing with people is we want to compartmentalize other people.
Oh, absolutely.
And I said it's the difference between like having a niche and nuance.
Yes.
Right? So we talked about that before.
Absolutely.
But everybody wants you to pick this one thing that you are.
Be like, why can't I be like 6 different things?
Be this one thing. This is what you do. Do this all the time. And maybe that is a fast track to finding a large audience or finding success in whatever else that you're doing.
Oh, it definitely can be.
It can be.
Yeah, be like,
because you are one thing and people go to you for this one particular thing. So I get that in a marketing sense. I completely understand that.
Yeah.
We're so many different things, and I don't like it when people tell you, like, you have to be exactly this all the time, and this is where we want to put you.
Yeah.
It stifles your growth. It stifles your creativity, and it's just not who anyone is. Nobody is just one particular thing.
Nope, not at all.
And when I look at other people who are contradictions,
I adore that point of view that people are contradictions, because we are. I was talking to one of my really good friends today as I'm walking through Target. Let me paint the picture.
Please.
Me. Half of my head is shaved. I have 10 different piercings. I have 5 different tattoos. I'm walking through Target and I'm in a paisley blue flowered dress. I adore that point of view of being a contradiction. Yes.
I think that is the beauty of human beings. That we can be so many different we are so many different things, and then sometimes people tell us we have to be one, and so we portray one particular thing. But when you are by yourself, you will always be a whole lot of different things.
Yeah.
It's even like, the most confident people you see, they still get nervous. They have their own inner monologue and their own weirdness that they're dealing with.
Oh, yeah.
And reasons why they have to project a certain, you know what I mean? Like we all are so many different things. I just get frustrated when it seems like people want to make you one thing. And then when you are a lot of things, I don't know how to put you. I don't know how to think about you. Mm-hmm. Because you are something that doesn't make sense to me.
It's something that doesn't fit into their box or their idea of what you should be.
If we should stop doing that to each other. Is how I feel. Let people be whoever they are. Everybody's weird. Some people show you and some people don't.
Yeah. I think it's important to have a very well-founded and grounded sense of self. And to know what you want, or even like an idea of what you want. And if what you want changes, that's okay. When I first moved out here, it wasn't even for like changing relationship reasons. I gave myself 3 years to book a cruise from when I moved to San Diego. And that didn't happen because the first time I went whale watching, I got seasick and I hurled off the side of the boat. I was like, maybe the ocean isn't for me. Yes. And I was okay with that. But I mean, in the past like couple of years, like I've worked professionally, I've worked regionally for, a number of contracts. I've gone to New York and back as a company manager, which I adored. I've met so many fantastic people. I've done lots of like networking, which is great, but also it's like I've made really strong connections and people that I believe in and that are doing fantastic things and that, just want to be the people that they want to be.
The main thing was like, so you want to meet people in real life.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you been going out intentionally to do that? Where do you go to do that? Or are you just hoping it happens?
It's been a little bit of both. I have gone on a couple dates. In like this year, I've been on a couple dates, and I'm also making the point to go on, how should I put this? Vertical dates rather than horizontal dates. Yes, you gather what that means about like doing stuff and like in like real time. I'm trying to go out in the daytime and doing like things actively, like going to like new restaurants or whether it's like tacos or like going to see a show. A couple of these have been, more artistically inclined guys, which I'm okay with.
Do you prefer, as a creative artistic person, do you prefer that type of man, or do you want somebody that is a little bit more of your opposite to create a balance?
I'm open to both. The guy that I dated long term, he was definitely not creative. AGM of a restaurant, total gamer. I've had some gaming days.
Hey,
I have had some gaming days. If anybody wants to come at me in Mortal Kombat, I got you, but I will fuck some shit up. Also, I've always wanted to be Katana for Halloween.
Oh, do it.
Once I get some abs, it's over for you hoes. It's over. So I mean, I've had definitely pale, tall, lanky gamer guy. But at the same time, I
wonder if we have similar types.
We might. But then at the same time, I've definitely dated, mixed. My high school sweetheart, he was Italian and Mexican, bright green eyes, but dark features, played piano, wrote poetry. I'm open to both. I'd be interested in knowing who they are as a person. How are things? What are you working on? What's your life? Tell me something about your life story.
My experience relationship-wise has been, I've never just dated somebody and had him become a boyfriend. They have been friends first. It's been kind of a slow progression. It's never been some sort of...
That's what I have found going into the real life dating. Yeah. It's oh, wait, I've known you.
Maybe it's because, I don't know. I don't know if it's a respect level thing or it's if they know you a little bit more before.
It's a mutual, yeah.
There's something about them that respects you more. They don't treat you like just some chick in a bar.
That they swiped on.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that's what is an immediate turn off to me, I guess.
I went on, oh God, was it Tinder, Bumble? I don't even know. I went on a date with this one guy and I met him and total, handsome, brooding, bald, but with the beard, these broad shoulders. And I met him and we went for beers at Ballast Point and his voice was higher than mine was. I was like, oh no.
I'm sorry, I can't.
I was like, I can't do this. I'm sorry. And he's great. He was super nice, but I was like, I can't do this. He was a nice person, but also it's like trying to propel it. I feel like I'm throwing people under the bus. I feel
well, nobody knows who they are. Okay, well, like your friends will.
I mean, if they listen to this, they're going to know exactly who they are. Girl, I'm going to blast you. I mean, Courtney Diamond, I am all about it. I am here for it. I am ready.
Thank you.
Girl, Instagram, iTunes, up and coming on Spotify. I want the world to know, maybe not my stories, but I want them to know who you are. So
You're super sweet.
I'm a Sour Patch Kid. First they're sour, then they're sweet.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you have deal breakers?
I think I do. This is going to sound bad. It's like I haven't dated anyone younger than me in eons. And then also distance. Distance is a thing.
Distance makes sense, though, because that's a big thing that's going to affect how the relationship progresses. It's one thing. I've done a long-distance relationship, and the problem with it is it allows for more of that idealization. Because when you're together, it's like vacation. And it's different when you live in the same place and you can see each other every single day.
You can see each other like in the sweatpants and the no makeup versus, you know.
At your happy points, at your bummer points. At your, you get all of it. Whereas if they are long distance and they're just visiting you for certain periods of time.
For what I am. Who I was. Yeah. Sorry. MT. I'm an MT kid. I can't help it. I'm an actor. I sing. I dance. But if anybody ever asks you if I sing,
okay,
I don't sing.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the notes.
Thank you.
Has the work life been good here and with acting in San Diego?
It has. It really, really has. I just finished a TYA contract, which is Theater for Young Audiences with La Jolla Playhouse. And I started rehearsals for Home of the Brave. That was the name of the show. For the past 30 years, the La Jolla Playhouse has commissioned a playwright to create a new show that is targeted for about like second to like fifth grade audiences. And they tour all around San Diego County, and they take this show to schools all around. And it gets to about 20,000 to 25,000 young people all across the county doing this show. And this one specifically was about kids in military families, which was really great. There's 6 of us. There's 4 actors and then 2 crew. We have our stage manager and our PA. We load up a truck every day and then we go to a different elementary school and sometimes a middle school. We've done a couple of high school and then like college performances for kids that are more towards like theater or educational based classes to go and then like present this to these kids. And it was incredible. It was incredible. I don't have any military background, but it was really, really eye-opening to see these kids react in a way that they were engaged and empathize with what they were seeing, whether or not it was something that they personally dealt with, because we encountered a lot of military kids. We went to the military bases. We went to Pendleton. We went to Miramar. And just to see how these kids react to it, we got to do a talk back after every show, almost every show, unless there were like just very minor time constraints. But we got to do a talk back where the kids could ask us, oh, what was it like doing the show? Have you guys actually been in the military? Are those stories real for you? The entire play itself was actually comprised of letters and interviews that our playwright, Lee Cataluna, that she collected over the course of 2 years between San Diego and Hawaii to build this piece. It was a co-production with Honolulu Theater for Youth. And so now that we've finished it at the Playhouse, we're going to take it to Hawaii with HTY. But it was just so eye-opening to be able to come into schools and like to see these kids like light up. I think now more than ever, younger people are getting a lot more credit, which I really, really appreciate for, you know, like speaking up and saying what's important and about how there are so many older ways of thinking in the country that need to be shattered, honestly. You know, the kids nowadays, they're sharp. They're asking like smart questions and they're taking notice of things that are relevant to their lives, which some of us, you know, even just being in our, you know, like late 20s and 30s, that we haven't recognized as much on their level. But it's a reality. In our talkbacks, we had some kids that would ask like heart-wrenching questions or even just like commenting on some of their life experience about their parents or their family members or what it's been like to be the new kid at school, to learn what it's like to make friends, to try to juggle all of these interpersonal relationships with their siblings or with their parents, or even just going to school in this day and age, and the uncertainty and how scary it can be sometimes, which in retrospect for us, it's like, yes, we've encountered some of those things, whether my castmates were military brats or not. Like I wasn't a military brat. I grew up down the street from Nellis Air Force Base in Las Vegas, Nevada. But I didn't have that experience going into this about what these kids feel. But listening to them talk and just taking that with us, it was so beneficial, I think, about what our youth, what our voters in the next couple of years are going to be saying and what they're going to be doing and how they're going to be acting about a number of different things. I found it so, so wonderful and so refreshing and even jarring, especially because I was telling true stories. I mean, as an actor and also as a person, I try to tell the truth. If anybody doesn't like me, it's because I tell the truth. I'm like, all right, well, get the fuck over it. That's fine. All right, fuck you, whatever. Mm-hmm. But as an actor, acting is true behavior in imaginary circumstances. And that's baseline, method, Mm-hmm. And then also getting a perspective that's different than your own. The premise of the show, we're all between the 8-year-old to 14-year-old age bracket. The stories came from kids that are in high school because they're a little bit farther removed to be able to tell the stories oh, what was it like to move around the country or across the ocean? And then, when your mom is away or when your dad is away. When you're playing that age, but as an adult, in those moments, those things are life or death for you. When you're 9 years old and your best friend moves to a different state, it's that is all that you have in playing those stakes. And just going back to a time where, your best friend was everything, or, when you had to say goodbye, or when your dad comes home, when your mom comes home from deployment. I found it to be a really, really important thing that whether it's myself or someone else, we can take for granted. So as an actor, that was a really, really important piece that I got to do this year. I worked with a fantastic company of actors. I love working at the Playhouse. This is the 3rd project now that I've done there. I really, really enjoyed that.
Awesome.
And also, can I share upcoming news? Is this a thing?
Yes. Tell people what you're doing.
Yeah.
And where they can find you too.
I mean, as an actor, I'm in a constant state of flux. And so, especially in the past couple of years, I've truly tried to be until I've signed the papers, until stuff has gone through, I try not to announce things. But I just got an offer to do a project at the Old Globe for May and June for the Juneteenth celebration. If you don't know what that is, Google it, because #Wakanda forever. I will be in Hairspray this coming summer at SDMT, San Diego Musical Theater. And also, as of this coming week, after another audition that I have up in Los Angeles, I am becoming an equity actor. I am taking my card. I am joining the Actors Union, which is a big deal.
It's very exciting.
Yes, there's lots of stuff that I've gone back and forth with, weighing that decision. But in this handful of really healthy self-discovery that I've taken, who am I to hold myself back? When you realize an internal fear that's keeping you from moving forward, it's why am I doing that? I'm that's not me at all. I'm a yes girl. I go and I try to do as much as I can and I move forward. I have a tattoo on my body that says, if you know what you want, then you go and you find it and you get it. I mean, it's from a musical, so I can't not sing it.
There you go.
But yeah, I went through a moment where it's why am I holding myself back from opportunities? Mm-hmm. So I'll be in LA on Monday and I will be signing with Actors Equity.
Great.
I'm giving myself a year before I'm in Hamilton. So you guys look out, save up your money so you can buy tickets. Okay. And I'm on Facebook, Taylor Henderson. I'm on Instagram at Taylor Rita, Snapchat at Taylor Rita. I may or may not create a new, an actor profile on Facebook and Instagram, pending if I need to have a new name for equity. That's the thing. It's if someone already has your name, you can't have that as an actor for equity.
I hear you.
But if I do decide to do that, if my name is already taken, which it probably is. Look for me. My new actor page and new Instagram will be Renee Henderson, Renee Henderson. Oh, I just put it out into the universe. I guess it's real now.
That's how it works.
Oh, yeah, I guess
now
it
it's
is.
real. Sorry.
Now it's real.
All right. Thank you, Taylor. This was fun.
Thank you.
You should come do this again.
You know what? I would love to. I'm here as much as you will have me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's it for this one, you guys. Find me on socials at Courtney Diamond and read the blog at CourtneyDiamond.com. If you enjoy video games like I do, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Courtney Diamond, and make sure to say hi next time I'm live. Like always, subscribe and maybe leave a nice rating or comment on iTunes if you want to show your support. I would very much appreciate it. Hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon.